Hello everyone, my name is Danish and today we are going to start our Python series and today is the lecture 1. So in this Python series we will cover all the Python basic concepts. So let's start this video. First, before Python we need to know what is programming languages. Basically, what is programming language? So programming language is a tool which we use to communicate with our computers. Like we use Hindi and English. Hindi and English is a language which we use to communicate with each other. For same, if we want to communicate with our system or computers, we need a programming language. So if we talk about its definition, so programming language is a tool used to communicate with our system. Okay. There is also another definition which is a sequence of instructions to the computers. So we write the lines of code which is also called a sequence of instruction we give to the computers as whatever the output we want. So now this is the programming language means. Now if we talk about the classifications. Classification of programming language. So what are the classifications of programming language are? Low level language, high level language and middle level language. So first we talk about the low level language. Low level programming language. So what is low level programming language? Low level programming language is basically we communicate with our system in binary format. What do you mean by communicate in binary format? We communicate with our system in using zeros and ones. Okay. We communicate with our system in binary format. What is binary format? It consists zeros and ones. Okay. So what is again I say what is low level language? Low level programming language is a language in which we communicate with our system in binary format, and binary format is a format in which we use only zeros and ones. Basically mean we use zeros and ones to communicate with our computers. And if I talk about the uh, example is machine language. Okay, now we talk about high level. So what is high level programming language? High level programming language in which we communicate with our system in form of text which is easily readable, and understandable, understandable by humans. What does this mean? Basically, high-level programming language is a written code. Sorry, high-level programming language is used to communicate with our system in form of text. The code we write in high-level language is in the form of text, which is easily readable and understandable by humans. It's mostly like the English language. We use English words in the code which is readable and also understandable by humans. That is why it is called high level language. And if we talk about the example, Python is one of the high level language, Java and JavaScript also, and there are many other languages which are high level, means we use uh, text words. We use English words in the code, which is easily understandable. And the third is middle level. What the middle level programming language uh, means? But can you say that it has its support both features of low level and high level. What I mean by it support both features of low level and high level, basically it means it has it like low level language also and high level language also. It is readable and understandable by humans also, and it has a features which are also present in low level language. That's why it is called middle level language. It is not either a fully low level language and not either fully high level language. And if I talk about the example is like C and C++. Okay. Now these are the classifications of programming language. Basically, these are the types of the programming language we use. There are three types of programming language. First is low level programming language in which we communicate with our system binary format, and binary format means we communicate with our system using zeros and ones only. An example is machine language. And high level language, we communicate with our system in the text format which is easily readable and it get understood by humans like Python, Java and JavaScript. And the third is middle level language. It is not either a low level and high level. It is the combination of both. It has features of low level language also and high level language also. Okay. Now, if we talk about, now we come towards Python. So what is Python? Python is high level interpreted and dynamic programming language. Python is high level interpreted and dynamic programming language. High level, you already now know what is high level means. Like we understand easily that language. It is in text form and readable and understandable. Second is interpreted. Now, if I talk about interpreted, what does interpreted means here? So there are two things, compiler and interpreter. What is compiler? So if we talk about the one thing I want to say you that our system, our computer don't understand our programming languages. If we talk about high level or middle level, our computer system don't understand those languages like Python. If we write code in Python, our computer can't understand that code directly. So we need something which will convert our language which we understand. We need something which can convert that code into that language which is understandable by our computers. Like if I wrote code in Python, our machine can't understand that code. So we require something which can convert that code into that language which our machine can understand. So in that role, we came up with two things, compiler and interpreter. So basically what we need to do, our programming language, first we need to convert our programming language into basically machine language, which is get understand by our machine. Okay, so who convert this? Who do this thing? The conversion. Two things: compiler and interpreter. Basically, compiler would do it convert the entire block of code into machine code. And what does interpreter do? It convert the code into machine, sorry, I don't mean machine language items into machine language line by line. So compiler and interpreter both convert our programming language into machine language, the language which was understandable by our machine. So the compiler and interpreter both do the same thing, but the main difference is the compiler convert the entire. If I have a 10 lines of code, the compiler convert all the 10 lines of code, entire that 10 lines of code, in convert into machine language in a one go. But the interpreter convert our that 10 lines of code line by line. Like in line 1 the code is written, first he will convert that code into machine language, then second, then third. It not interpreter do not convert the entire block of code into machine language in one go, but compiler does. So that's why the Python, in Python definition we write interpreted, means Python use interpreter. In Python the code is converted into machine language line by line. Okay, so high level, I hope it's clear, interpreted also. And if we come about dynamic programming language, so basically dynamic programming language, why we are called Python a dynamic programming language, means uh, later we will talk about variables. So in Python, if we make a variable, we do not need to tell that which type of data we are going to assign in that variable. Let's talk about this dynamic programming language topic in the variables topic when we learn variables. Then we will learn also what are variables. So this is basically a Python definition. And if we more talk about the Python, so Python was created by Guru Van Rossum. This was a person name who created Python in 1991 at CWI in Netherlands. Okay, just a minute. Python was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991 at CWI in Netherlands. So this is all about Python. Now this information is enough. Now if we talk about our first program, now we are going to write about our first program. So first program was generally this one, print hello world. So this is the generally, let me clear this. So what is this? This is our first program. This is a normal first, one of the basic program we generally do when we are learning any programming language. So what this basically mean? This basically mean here I have written printer, then there is a brackets and there is double quotes and there I have written hello world. What does this mean? So here if you say print, what is the meaning of print? Basically print is used to make an output, any output. Like here it is a run button. You can install it from their extensions you can go. Then there is a code runner and extension which you can install by Junham. Okay. So if I run this code, I can see that there is something terminal opens and here the hello world got printed. So basically it means an output came for me from the computer. Hello world. So basically I told my system that I want an output which is hello world. So print basically mean the output I am telling that hello world is my output and I want it. So basically mean print hello. So if I want anything, I can also want output. I can also want output like print Python. And what this semicolon? It is a terminator. It ends the program. Like we use full stop while we're writing a sentence in English. It terminates the one sentence. Similarly, it terminates our one line of code. Now I run this. Now it also come hello world Python. Okay, so this is our first program and I hope you understand. Just do one thing. Hmm. So first program. You can try different things also. Like if you also want this also we can do. Like I write hello world, and also we can put comment. Again I write a text Python. And if I run this now, when before we have done hello world and Python in different line, but now we got our text hello world Python in a single line. So if we write like this, then we got our text in a single line, and this we get our text in the next line. Basically, I'm trying to tell you that whenever we write one more print after another print, then that text will get printed to the next line of the above text. So if I write again, this is Python. So if I run this now, this is Python will be printed in the next line of this line. Basically, these both text will printed in the different lines. See here. So this is the basic program. Now, now if I talk about the syntax, what is syntax? Syntax is basically how we write our program. And there are some, there is a syntax error. What is syntax error? Basically, syntax error, let me show you an example. Like if I write this, hello world. So what is this? There is, you can see a yellow line is coming. So basically, I have don't written a P. This is a correct form. But if I remove anything, if I wrote the wrong spelling of print, so it is showing an error. So this is an error when there is uh, when we write a wrong code. That is called an error, or we can also say a syntax error. Okay, when we write code in wrong way, then it produces an error. There are also some types of syntax error. One is grammatical error. So what is grammatical error? Grammatical error basically means error occur when defined rules are not followed. So what do you mean by grammatical error? Error occur Error occur when defined rules are not followed. So there are always some rules in a programming language. When you break those rules and write the code, then there is a grammatical error arise. Like here it is, I have not written P for print. So this is a grammatical error. I am not following the rules according to the language. And there is also another type of the error, which is runtime error. Runtime error. What is runtime error? Error occurs due to incorrect algorithm, or logical wrong operations. Okay, so what basically mean runtime error? Error occurs due to incorrect algorithm or logical wrong operation. Like there is always we use logic in writing our code. Maybe there is no error in writing in our code. The syntax is correct, grammatically code is correct, but we are getting a wrong output. So that means there is a logical error. We use an incorrect logic to write that code and writing that code. So if we get the basically simply mean when we get the wrong output, we get the different output from the expected output. The output we want, we not get the output that we want, but we get the incorrect output that we don't want. So that means there is a logical error in our code. So that's the runtime error. Okay. Maybe if you I give you an example of the runtime error. So like dividing with zero. So in programming, you cannot divide a number with zero. It always give you an error, and it is a runtime error because the logic is wrong. And if I give you example in this, then this example, hello world. So these are the syntax. I hope you understand the meaning of syntax and syntax error. So we try to always try to keep less errors. Now, now we come to the topic variables. What is variable? So variable, yeah, sorry for that. Variable is like a container which is used to store some value. What does this mean? Variable is like a container which is used to store some value. I will give an example here. Like I have written a number. I have written number, then I put equals to, then I put 12. So what does this mean? Here number is a variable and 12 is a value that is stored in this variable number. So it is acting like a container in which I have stored a number. I can store anything in a variable. I have I will create another variable char, or let's say character is my variable, and I will store character a. So now I have created again a variable which is character. It is like a container, and in that container I have stored a character a. So you can see I have not put the double quotes in the number variable, but I have put the double quotes in this. So what does this mean? Whenever you store a character in a variable, we need to put double quotes. It is it is a syntax. If you don't put double quote, then it will show an error. Okay. So make sure you put the quotes, or you can also put the single quote. There is no issue. But generally we put the double quotes. It is a best practice. So this is a variable. So what is variable? Variable is like a container which is used to store some value. And how do we store that value in that container? Using equal to sign. Okay. So this is the meaning of a variable, to store any value. And now if we talk about, there are some rules to create a variable. Rules to create variables. So what are the rules to create a variable? That is, yeah, first rule, that a variable name can contain lower and uppercase. Okay, lowercase and uppercase letters. Like here I have used number, which is lowercase. I can also use capital N. Okay, so we can use lowercase and uppercase character to create a variable. Now is second point is that our variable first letter should not have first letter should not be a digit. Okay. Our variable first letter should not be a digit. It should not be a number. Our variable name should always start with a letter or underscore. These three things are only allowed while in the starting of the variable name. Like if we put 3 here, then it is showing an error because it is not allowed. We can't start our variable name with a digit. It always should be a lowercase, uppercase, or an underscore. Okay. Yeah. Now the third rule, that in our variable should not contain any special symbol except underscores. What are the special symbol like hash, dollar, percentage, ampersand, and this one asterisk, etc. So in variable, we can't use special symbols. Variable should not contain any special symbol like hash, dollar, percentage, except underscore. So we can use only underscore in our variable name. Like I show you, it can be starting in the middle or in the end, but not any special symbol. So three things are only allowed in our variables: lower uppercase letters, and an underscore. But we can also use digits, but not in the starting. The digit can be in middle or in the end. It can be any number in our variable, but not should be in the starting. So I should also mention that. Now here I can mention it. Then combination of lower case and uppercase letters, underscores, and digit. Okay. So digit can also be in our variable name, but not, but make sure it should not be in the starting of our variable name. And also fourth point, it can be of any length. It can be of any length. And it also a best practice that whatever variable name you use, by using that variable name, one should understand that what is storing that variable. That I have stored a number. So only the variable name I can understand that in this variable, in this container, a number is stored. I have stored a character. So in the variable name, I can understand that it is stored a character. And if I want not to write full character, I can use only char word. So it also makes sense that there is a character stored in this variable. So always use meaningful variable names. It is a good practice. Okay. Now, now there are keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are the special words which are used to perform some task. Okay. Or we can also say special words or reserved words which are used to perform some task. If I should give you an example, like if is a keyword in Python, else, while, for, etc. मतलब now etc is not a keyword, means there are more keywords. Okay, so what is keyword basically mean? Keyword are the special words or reserved words. Why I am saying reserved words? That we can't use those words as a variable name. If I try to write if and assign any number, that it is showing an error. Why? Because if is a keyword. If is used to perform a specific task in Python or any other language also we use if. So if is a keyword which is used to perform a task. So we can't use a keyword as a variable name. It's one more point. Keywords are not used as variables. We can't use keywords. They are used to perform a specific task. We will also cover these topics if, else, while, for loops again. So these are the keywords. So yeah, now if I talk about operators, what are operators? Operators basically are the symbols which are used to perform an operations, which are used to perform operations. For example, I give you plus, minus, multiply. We use asterisk for multiplication. We will come to the topic that how to use these operators. So yeah, these are the operators which are used to perform the operations. Yeah, we will write all the operators. Basically, these are arithmetic operators, and we will cover this topic. There is also this one. So yeah. So if we come towards the next topic, which is comments. What are comments? Actually, you see comments already. Whatever I am writing here is a comment. So if I talk about the definition of a comment, a non-executable code, or we can say code which we do not want to get execute. So basically comments, basically if I write if I write print, for example, I am giving you a comment, hello world. If I write this and I run the program, so here you can see hello world got printed because I write print hello world. So if I put the hash in the starting of this, then it get gray in color, and if I again run this program, then no action performed. Why? Because I have created a comment. I have made this code. I have made this code comment out. What? So this code become non-executable. Basically, computer, our system, ignore this code. Uh, okay, so I write a hash. It creates a comment, and why I told that this is the whole thing is a comment. It also not get executed, that means it is a comment. So there are two types of comment also. First, single line comment. If we want to create a single line comment like this one, this is a single line comment. Here, this whole line, whatever write here, whatever in this line I write here, this will not be executable. This will not going to execute. Basically, our system, sorry, our system ignore the code which is written in this whole line, this gray shaded line, because I have put a hash means I have created a comment. Here, whatever I write, like again, I write this is a comment. Okay, so this was the comment means. Sorry. So there are two types of comment. Single line comment starts with hash symbol, and another type is multi-line comment. What is this? Um Code is written between triple single quotes. Yeah, single quotes, triple single quotes, like this. Not this. So this is the example of a single triple comment, and it can also be done with double triple quotes. So either you write in a single triple quote like this. This is the example. Here I have started a single triple quote, and in the end, single whatever I write in between these two single triple quote, this is a comment. The basically system ignored this, and if we can also use double triple quotes instead this whatever you want to use, and it also comments are also used to make other easy to understand our code. Okay, so basically we use comment like this. I have used this is a comment. So basically tell the print I have write this is a comment. If I show you an example of this, like this I have done. So this. So basically what I've written output is hello world. So what is it saying that it reference this code that this makes the output hello world. It helps us to understand what this code is doing. So we use comments to make other easy to understand our code. And if we want to make any code non-executable, like when we test our code while testing, we use comments. Like if we do not want to execute this code, so we just comment out this one code and this comment will not get executed while testing. So comments has a multiple uses. So yeah, this all about the comments. So we have covered all these things. Also, one more thing in variable, one more important rule. We can't use white space characters in variable. What does this mean? What is white space character? Why we can't use it? White space character mean this. We can't use this space in our variable. Okay, we can't use this is called a white space character. In Python, this white space also considered as a character. Okay, so we should not put this. If we want to create a generally, like I want to make a variable name, numbers of two digits. Like instead of putting characters, I can use underscore to make it more understandable. Instead of white spaces, we can use this. This is more number of two digits. So okay, we use understandable variable names and all of the things. So yeah, this is all about. I hope you can understand this. You can make notes of all this. So yeah, thank you. This is all about this lectures. So yeah, thank you.